Okay, y'all. Let's talk about the 5 unexpected consequences of having bad credit. Y'all won't believe of some of the things that I'm about to tell y'all, but let's talk about it. If you find this content valuable, please do me a favor, like, comment, and share so we can help as many people achieve their financial goals. Now let's get to the information. Okay, y'all, so let's talk about it. When I say bad credit, I'm talking about anything like a 580 and below. However, if you have anything below a 680, that's considered subprime. So, like I said, 580 is considered bad credit, but anything below 680 isn't too much better. You may have the same issues that I'm about to refer to if you have a 680 or below. So let's get into it. Okay, so number one, it's going to be super hard trying to rent an apartment. Now, super might be an exaggeration. You might be able to find an apartment. However, landlords nowadays, especially if the house or the apartment is ran by a management company, are super suspicious about people with bad credit, especially nowadays. The thing is, if you have bad credit, you have a track record of not paying your bills on time. So what makes you think you're going to pay your rent on time? They're going to think you're not. So they're going to be super leery about renting an apartment to you. Bae, I found the perfect apartment. They have laminated floors, so Fifi, we don't have to worry about her messing up the floors because there's no carpet, it's laminated. And guess what? They have all new appliances. I know you like to cook, so they all new stove, all new fridge, all new everything. The only thing is, I need a cosigner. Wait, you don't cosign? You have a, why not? You have a freeze on your credit? Wait. So you saying, hello? Hung up. Now, if you have bad credit, not all hope is lost when it comes to renting an apartment. Some landlords don't even do a credit check, but if they have a property management company, then most likely they do a credit check. Now, if they do and you have bad credit, just be prepared for a larger down payment than the regular deposit, or have a cosigner, which is hard for some people to get, or just have a savings, like have a big savings, and make sure you let them know, hey, I have a few grand in the savings. So, I know I have bad credit, but I have a few grand in the savings. Would that help? Sometimes that can help, but most likely you'll have to pay a larger deposit down. So just be prepared for that. But all hope is not lost if you have bad credit and trying to rent an apartment. So be aware. Okay, so consequence number 2 is that you'll pay more on your mortgage. Okay, now if you get in a first-time homeowner's loan, you can have any credit score pretty much, but if you have a 580 or higher, then you would pay a lesser down payment, 3.5 versus 10% if you have a lower score than 580. That's a huge difference, right? However, if you just going with that minimum of 580, you're still going to pay maybe 5.5 in interest, depending on the market at that particular time, which could equal over $100,000 more on interest throughout the life of the loan, which could add about a good $250 to $300 more on your mortgage payment. So you'll be spending a whole lot of money more just because you had bad credit when you went and got your mortgage. So it may be a good idea to make your credit look really good before you apply for a mortgage. Okay, so you don't believe me? Let's get to the numbers. Now, this is mortgagecalculator.org. This is one of my favorite mortgage calculators because it breaks down everything you need to know. So the average house that people are buying now is about $250,000. If you did a 3.5% down payment, which will be $8,750, let's say the interest rate right here, we have the interest rate as 3.5, which is pretty low. It may get lower, but that's pretty low. That's like if you have good credit. If we look over here, Yeah, about 3.8. Let's actually put it at 3.8. 3.8. Okay, so let's calculate that. So if you did that $250,000 house, your monthly payment with PMI is $1,500, or just about $1,500 and some change. So over the life of the loan, 30 years, you would done paid $500,000, basically about $500,016. But let's say you had bad credit when you applied, and your interest rate was about 5.8, which is, bad credit status. And you did that same 3.5, so you just had the minimum. Your monthly payment actually goes up from that $1,500 to about $1,800. Okay, and over the life of the loan, you would done paid about $120,000 more. After 30 years, you would have done paid about $623,000. So it makes sense to try to increase your credit score, even if it's just a few extra points added to your credit score. It makes sense to do that before applying for a mortgage, because otherwise you would have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to the bank. Understand that interest payments are what the bank make. It has nothing to do with the principal, which was actually what you actually owe for that house. But the actual interest that you're paying is to the bank. That's the profit for them. So you want to kind of keep that at minimum. And you want to pay your principal, but you want to keep the interest payments to a minimum. But that's unavoidable when you have bad credit. Okay, y'all, so this next one might be a shocker. Now, the third consequence of having bad credit is actually that you will pay more in car insurance. Yes, I said it, car insurance. Now, not only are you going to pay more on your car note if you have one on your, because you have bad credit, you're going to pay more on your car note because the bank has to make their interest. You're going to pay more in car insurance. So it's like a double hitter right there. On average, people with bad credit pay about $105 more in car insurance, according to Google. Now, that could be a lot more, honestly. Now, if you do a calculation of car insurance, that's about $1,200 a year. About $1,200, $1,600, $1,300 extra a year. What could you be doing? I mean, you could have invested that in Bitcoin 4 years ago, right? So, the thing is that $1,200, $1,300 is better spent somewhere else and not on car insurance. But because you have bad credit, the car insurance company is actually going to charge you more. God forbid if you live in the city. So that's the third consequence of bad credit. Okay, so let's say you got that apartment. Let's say you managed to get that car and that car insurance. Now, when you go get your lights on and your water bill on and your cable on, they're going to make you pay a large down payment in most cases. This is the fourth consequence of bad credit. You might try to go sign up for, ABC phone company, and they say, hey, because you have bad credit, we want a $500 deposit before you sign up for it. Now, if you don't have that in your savings account, that's an unexpected expense. That's BS. So just because you have a few delinquencies or a few missed payments, they're going to hit you with down payments on basic utilities. That is crazy. So that's the fourth consequence of bad credit. And the fifth most unexpected consequence of having bad credit is that you'll be disqualified for certain jobs. Yes, jobs like the military. Certain positions in the military won't even take you for having bad credit because you have to have a security clearance. Or if you was up there and you went through some bad credit, they might even demote you. And that's what the sources say. Financial planning, accountant, bad credit, that's a no-no. If you want to be a lawyer, bad credit, that's a no-no. If you want to work at a casino, bad credit, that's a no-no. If you want to get a job with the government, bad credit, that's a no-no. And this is just a few examples of jobs that you could get disqualified for having bad credit. Even having your own independent agency, like if you're an insurance agent, you might not even be able to get connected with certain companies and sell their products because you have bad credit. Now that's the 5th most unexpected consequence of bad credit. Listen, on this channel, we're committed to getting our credit right. We're committed to financial literacy, and we also committed to taming the credit monster. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is your boy Legendary Daquan, and I talk to y'all next time. Peace.